Yes, this is the same clip you seen last week. Welcome back to Everything from Nothing, Ireland's greatest show, according to scientists. We did not say that. Scientists did. Thanks everyone for watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. If anyone would like to help us out by donating, you can click the Acast supporter link in the description of this episode and every episode. You can donate any amount you want, and all the donations will go back into the podcast, into the equipment, and so on and so forth. We want to do loads of things. We have loads of ideas, blah, 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 blah. We really appreciate your support. And yeah, again, the link is in the description. You can donate however amount you want, and all donations are appreciated equally. And yeah, over to the episode.
We have the crack like that.
Yeah.
No.
The sense of humour, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
It
As
is.
if you can't have a laugh.
Yeah.
She knows I love her, really.
Yeah, that's good. We all love each other here. So I'm not promoting any drugs, but if you want to go into the chemist and
If you want to
check
get
it out,
yourself into the pharmacy.
Where I failed, others may be successful.
Now, it's gone to the age with pulse optional now at this stage. Go on.
welcome back to Everything from Nothing, Ireland's most confusing podcast. Thanks to everyone who's subscribed. We just hit 1,000 subscribers, and it's really good.
There's nothing like giving yourself a clap.
No, Well, nobody else is giving us a clap, so I think it's our turn to do it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, but this week we have a good friend of mine from the drama group. Yeah, you are.
And you say that back.
Am I?
Yeah. Liberty Square. You did, one time there at Tracks. Salmon's chemist, the most fascinating chemist in the world, I think.
I'd agree.
It's like something out of Dickens' book or something like that. It's like stepping back in time.
I know what you mean.
It's the most beautiful interior.
Yeah.
So it's my very good friend, Breda Sammon. So how are you doing, Breeda?
I'm good. Yeah,
Good.
I'm good.
Good.
Thank you very much indeed.
But anyway,
Thanks for the invite.
Exactly. Yeah, I was telling you can tell us to shut up if we talk too much. You know?
Yeah.
So, but
Seem excited about that.
Yeah.
I am. That's the best bit.
Yeah.
Because what I have to say is a load of,
I know.
yourself.
But I was thinking, so like my dad, he's 88 years old, born on the 12th of January, and the midwife who delivered my dad was your granny.
That
Mrs.
is
No
right.
way.
Yeah.
Mrs. Salmon.
Mad.
Mrs. Salmon.
That's right. Mrs. Salmon would be Dad's mother.
Yeah.
And anybody who she brought into this world, they're known as the Salmon babies. Mrs. Salmon's babies.
My uncle Johnny is a salmon baby as well.
Yeah.
All my
That's
aunts and
really
uncles.
confusing, isn't it?
Yeah.
People could really misunderstand that.
Hi.
Being a salmon baby.
It's like a fish baby. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
But like she must have delivered half the town. I'm picturing that TV program, The Midwives, and she's going.
Oh, yeah.
That's it. She's going
it?
around on her bicycle, exactly.
Is that what
Yeah,
you did?
Yeah, she went around on her bicycle.
So like before
that's
we had a
right.
hospital or anything, we had Mrs. Salmon,
Mrs. Salmon, and that's it. She
and everybody
went
was
to the houses.
delivered at home and
That's
stuff.
it, with the boiling water and the towels.
Wow.
I'd say so.
And what
anyway.
happened then when your dad was born? Like, who delivered him? Who knows? What?
That's it. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Who knows? I don't know. Maybe she did. She was so
That's
good.
next
She
week's
did. She was so
information.
good. She did it herself.
Maybe that
Yeah.
was an
Actually, no.
actual
No, I
salmon.
tell you now.
Yeah.
I have
What?
it. I
What
have it. I have it. She wasn't. She didn't come here.
Okay.
She arrived here when Dad was 7.
Okay.
Oh.
So yeah, Dad was born up in Offaly,
Oh, very good.
and they arrived here and they lived here in Matthew Avenue.
The most famous avenue in the world.
Absolutely. But I was born in that house as well.
And Matthew Avenue as well.
In Matthew Avenue.
That's very
That's mad.
sweet, yeah.
Yes. Do you know the one with the turrets on it?
Yes.
So I'm
Like a castle.
I'm a princess.
A princess.
That's mad.
Yeah,
Wow.
absolutely.
What is a nice? Yeah, it looks like I was only saying the other day. That's Roisin's.
Roshin's house. Yeah.
Oh, it's
That's
a really
right,
nice
yeah.
place.
It's beautiful.
Even when I was younger, I used to walk by there. I'd walk by there coming home from school in Squalva, and it's still at that age. Like, yeah, it just looks like you were looking at a castle. So living in there must have felt like it. Did
Did
it?
you feel like a princess? Like you wanted
Did
to
you?
be a
Yeah.
The
princess
dreams of
living in
being one, anyway. Like,
Absolutely,
But then
yeah.
I'd go back to Oakfield and think someday I'll be a princess.
Living in a
And
You
then-
don't look old enough to be left school.
Yeah. So we're getting
What
there.
cream are you using?
What?
What cream are you using?
I don't know what cream.
Did you buy
None.
it? Did you buy it in
That's
Salmon's?
why. Yeah. This is a promo for Salmon's Cream.
Yeah.
That's it,
10%
exactly.
off if you use code podcast in Salmon.
But actually, I was born down in the square.
Oh, were you?
I was born in St. Anne's.
Oh, cool.
The nursing home down there.
Which is now
Yeah.
Boyle Sports.
That's it, exactly. Yes. And the day I was born on Good Friday.
Oh, wow.
That's it. And
So there was no drink being sold that day?
no,
Yeah.
not a thing. And my father had disappeared. He went playing cards.
No, wow.
That's it.
Sorry.
So I was handed
Do you
it
think
to my
he was
mother.
drinking illegally?
No,
Yeah.
he never drank.
Oh, wow.
No, he never drank. And Mum never really drank either. And reared 5 lovely children who do partake a little bit.
Well,
Yeah.
I mean, yes.
who are the kids again? So I know you and
So-
Carmel inside in the shop. Yeah.
Right, okay. So start off, there's Jared.
Oh, yeah.
Jared.
Yeah.
And then I'm next.
Yeah.
Then we've Don.
Yeah.
And then Thurles. And then Carmel.
Oh, very good.
So there's 5 of us.
All
So anyway, I was telling you about the day I was born.
Oh,
Do
yes,
you remember?
yes, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Go on.
All right. It was very dramatic because with Good Friday, my father was missing,
Yeah.
and they put this beautiful, beautiful little baby into my mother's arms.
Yes.
And my mother looked and she said, "I think there's a mistake.
Well.
This child has red hair."
Oh, fake.
My father hadn't red hair. My mother hadn't red hair, and I was the only child born that day. If I'd been up in Hollis Street,
You would have been swapped.
I'd have been
No
God knows
way.
where now. Honest to God.
Wow.
Yeah. And the other thing about it, right? And I didn't find this out until many years later.
Yeah.
I was called Bridget
Yeah.
after my grandmother,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Salmon baby. Then Dolores. So I said to my mother, about 10 years ago, "Why was I called Dolores?"
Yeah.
And she said, "Sure, it was a sad day."
Whoa.
It was a sad day.
How am I supposed to be saying?
That's right.
I know.
And what's the name with Dolores connected to with sadness? I'm not.
Dolores means sadness.
Oh, does it?
It does.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Now,
Jeez.
there you
Oh,
So
go.
when
God.
did they stop calling you Dolores? Like,
That's my second name. So it was Bridget's my first,
Oh.
and then Bridget is shortened to Breeda.
okay.
All right. And do you know what? The story gets worse.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
go on.
We love that
yeah,
here.
yeah.
It's good.
This is really sad.
Oh, no.
You know, we take a name for confirmation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My best friend was Patricia O'Hara.
Hi,
How are
Patricia.
you?
Hi, Patricia.
And she was to take my name, Bridget, and I was to take hers.
Yeah.
So I came home to Mum and I said, "Mum, I'm going to take Patricia."
Yeah.
"No, you're not." I said, "Why not?" "There's a nun down in that convent and she has been so good to us all over the years." I said, "Which one?"
The one that used to bathe you, wasn't it?
"Benedict."
Oh, my God.
So I'm Bridget Dolores Benedict.
Wow.
Benedict. I thought Benedict was a lad's name. A boy's name.
Yeah, there you go. I'd never
It's her
stopped.
name now.
Not that day.
That,
Wow.
like the whole ginger hair thing. I mean, like
Yes, life has done
like-
this to me.
it doesn't have to be passed on. I mean, like we know that. Like it doesn't. You can have
Oh, really?
a child with 2 different
No way.
level of parents. Yeah, like
So I'm
it's
not adopted.
no.
So could
Like-
that's true.
it comes up that way. Yeah, there's.
This is the
there's
type of
something
information we
specific, like-
provide here.
That's it. Oh, absolutely.
brilliant.
Like there is
Absolutely.
something the ginger gene, and it's not like a hereditary thing.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
But it's funny, like in the UK, in England, I suppose, I can't speak for the rest of the UK, but we have a real thing about ginger hair. Like we find it hilarious. I don't know why the ginger kids are always picked on and it's always a thing
Oh, absolutely.
that's made out of it. And my cousin, who's not a ginger, married a ginger.
Yeah.
And they had about 4 ginger kids. And he had a T-shirt made saying Ginger Appreciation Society.
Oh, wow.
Where everywhere they went out, like much to the humiliation of his wife. And like, yeah. And when the kids were born, it was like, yeah, it's another ginger.
That's it. Yeah.
That's
Friend-
mad.
yeah.
That was all we had to say about them.
I was always called Copper Top.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, Teddy Lee. Do you remember Teddy
Yeah,
Lee,
Teddy,
the
yeah. He was next door to
yeah.
you. Yeah.
He was the only one that I would let cut my hair.
You serious?
Yeah, exactly. It was as curly as this, but it was red, and I was always called Copper Top.
Somebody told me he
That's
used to give
mad.
you peanuts or something when you get your haircut. Is that right? No, a bag of peanuts, no?
No, don't tell me I missed out on the bag of peanuts.
Because you
My
were
cousin-
ginger.
yeah, my
My
cousin-
life is
Yeah.
getting worse by the minute.
Is that why they called you Dolores? Is that what she meant when she said it was a sad day? Was it
See,
because
it
you were
was-
ginger?
No, it was Good Friday for the Holy Catholic
Oh,
people of
yeah.
Ireland.
A day of
Good
penance,
Friday
is
is a day of penance.
Oh.
The day our Lord died.
Yeah.
That's
And
why
I
you
was-
got the
so
ginger
that was-
hair.
And you were taking
Dolores.
his spotlight, like you were taking the Lord's spotlight, like that's mad.
This is going nowhere. now.
I know. Hey,
Talk about
come here.
confusing. Right, it was a sad day.
yeah, yeah.
Anyway,
Hey, so you
Were
know,
you expecting it to go anywhere? Sorry.
no, not really.
is that why you came here?
Not when you arrived in to say, Breeda, will you be on this
Thing.
thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, come here. What was it like growing up in the square and sneaking out and all that kind of crack?
Right, okay.
Or did you? Of course you did. I know, but look at you. You were sneaking in and out with the drama group all the time. There's no...
Back. Well, I suppose we moved down there when I was 2.
Yeah.
And as you know, it's just it's 1989.
Oh, brilliant.
And Dad was a third owner. There was a Maloney owned it, or Devlin owned it, of course, and that's why the name
Devlin.
is still in stone, Michael's Camp. Then a guy called Maloney, who we believe died in the house.
Oh, jeez.
We think in the toilet.
Oh, no.
We're not sure.
Oh, gosh.
Okay.
So if anybody out there knows of the, just
Contact us.
which toilet was it?
It's very unclassy to go on the
Kind of like
toilet.
Elvis, really.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
And then Dad bought in 1962.
Yeah.
So we moved from Matthew Avenue down there. And growing up, we didn't know any different. You know what I mean? We lived upstairs and it has 3 stories.
Yeah.
That's it. So after breakfast every morning, we went out.
Lovely.
We were reared on the side of the street.
Did you go up into O'Mara's, the corn
We went
stores?
up to O'Mara's, the shoe shop more so. More into the shoe shop and all that. And we were a good Catholic family.
Okay.
And we said the rosary every evening.
Yeah.
And as you know, well, we lived over the shop, so therefore everybody knew we lived over the shop. So if there was a prescription needed, Dad was always so good to everybody, you know. But we'd have to take it in turns to go out and answer the door.
No.
And the only time we fought whose turn was when we were in the middle of the rosary. It's my turn, it's my turn. Rosary over.
Brilliant.
Not my turn, not my turn.
Yeah.
But,
From what age were you supposed to go down and give out the prescription?
oh, geez, that's you could go down the stairs, I'd say. Like, you know. I know we'd call Dad. No, we wouldn't do the prescriptions. We'd call that. But
did you try and make each other laugh during the rosary?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And look at some. And you know what? It's the most amazing belly laugh that you can have.
Yeah, when you're trying not to laugh,
when
like,
you're trying not to laugh.
We used to start shaking like that to try and put the other one off.
That's it, exactly. Yeah.
I remember when we go down to church, like with the school or whatever, whatever's going on, like, and we thought, that was the best crack, trying not to laugh.
Try not to laugh. And you just can't stop.
Yeah.
And you stop for a second and then you go again.
And you know what? I used to think you'd get away with it too, like, I did a good job, and then I get scalded when you get back to the class.
Then, like, at the back of the head or something like that. Exactly, like
they were good at spotting it.
You made a show of us.
Yeah, in the red uniform, going out there in that red uniform.
But so growing up in the house, and we went out after breakfast.
Yeah.
And walked the streets. My friends were Marguerite Hackett across the road, and we had Valerie from Bilco's.
Billco's
the chipper down there, exactly.
Or was it was
down near
the Pike, or not the Pike, the
Apollo. For Steaklands, this is before your time.
I know where you're talking about now.
Yeah.
Kind of, up there beside the Earth line. Yeah.
And the Esso.
Where's the Esso?
The Esso petrol station was right beside O'Mara's.
O'Shea had that, Jim O'Shea,
yeah. So that's where we were. And so growing up along there and in for the dinner, out again in the afternoon, back in again until it was dark. And
would you try and amuse yourselves, like getting into trouble on the square and winding up other shopkeepers or anything?
No.
No. We used to do
that. We didn't.
Was there that sense of, like, I'm just thinking, like because you know, at the time as well, it wouldn't have been, I'd imagine, as busy. And now, like, there's obviously roadworks, traffic and all that. Everyone has a car now, like, so that's causing all that. But so when I grew up in Cabra, as a green there, we'd go out and play. Were you let, like, play out in the square and stuff? You
absolutely.
Were, like, so
that was our playground.
That was your green kind of area and stuff.
That's it, yeah.
That's
so
mad.
we went to friends' houses there. I always wanted to live kind of in Loughtagalla though.
Yeah.
Because you had next door neighbours and all that.
Well.
Did you?
Yeah,
I really did. Because there wasn't many living on the square. You know what I mean? So, but out we went in the morning and that was it.
So
what did you do, like, in the days, like on the square? Like, what was there to do? Just hanging around
and stuff,
or like
yeah,
we just played with our dolls and we were. I think we were good. If anybody has any thing to add to that, please don't call us. We'll call you
in the comment section.
below. Please go.
Yeah, we did comments this week.
I
remember that little red-headed one there.
The boldest of them.
Exactly. You know.
Did you go to hazes and stuff, like out the window or any of that crack? No.
I tried it one night.
Yeah,
and I nearly fell off the roof.
Did you?
I did. Yeah.
Really?
I thought there was a wall to block me, and there wasn't. And I was that close because I wasn't let out. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
See, what happened then was Mum and Dad let us out, all right. And then when I was 14 or 15, they wanted me to come in.
I know.
Yeah.
I haven't it at all.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? I couldn't make the transition.
I know.
Yeah.
You know? So yes, I did. But I started working in the shop. We all started working in the shop like very young. We were washing bottles and things like that. You know what I mean? But the one advantage really to the square, as we call it, the square, all right, the shop, is that Dad thought I was upstairs helping Mum.
Oh yeah.
Mum thought I was downstairs helping Dad, and I was
Gone. Lovely.
Gone with the
That's
wind.
brilliant.
Absolutely, yeah.
There's no mobile
That's
phone to
brilliant.
catch on.
Not
you see.
at all,
No.
not at all.
That's
So I don't
ideal.
know if they ever talk to each other about where's Breeda.
Yeah.
It's like, where's Wally?
I think parents don't really want to know.
Yeah.
No, and
It's
I'm a
easier to leave
parent.
it
I don't
alone.
want to know.
Yeah.
But one of the really funny stories was Mum came from Kilfinnan in Limerick, all right, and Dad came from up Duncarn way in Offaly. And we hadn't a blade of grass. We have 3 yards down the square, or 2 yards and a flat roof. And we hadn't a blade of grass, right? So Dad came home one day and he said to Mum, Jenny, I'm after buying a bit of land.
Oh, brilliant.
Oh, my mother was so excited. Oh, Donal, that's brilliant. The children, I'll be able to bring them out their picnics. We'll be able to take off their shoes and they'll run around the grass and all that.
yeah.
Dad was going, yeah. And then Mum remembered, I don't drive. She crashed a car when she was 11. So
11.
We put her
Oh,
off.
wow.
put
That
her
would
off.
do it.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So anyway, she said, Donal, where is it? A plot above him, the cemetery he was after buying.
Oh, no.
Wet.
Oh my God. And is that how he worded it?
No chat for a few days after that, I'll tell you.
Was that how he worded it? A piece of land. That's gas.
Yeah, he spoiled
Oh
her.
my God. Wow.
That's so Irish.
You don't want the kids running
That's so Irish.
Yeah.
Think about death.
Would they not do that
Let's
in England,
think
Hayley,
about death. No, we fucking wouldn't.
I think that's the ultimate
wouldn't
love,
care.
act of love.
No, we'd be
If I bought you a land like that now and said we could all be buried together, wouldn't that be
That's it.
lovely?
We'll go in the furnace. We'll go in the furnace.
The furnace.
We only need that much
Well, we can
space
put
in the
the
ground.
ashes
Where are you going to have
Yeah.
picnics though? Like, how would you have picnics and
The furnace,
yeah. Need the picnic
I mean,
space.
to the
that's
fire.
a typical
Yeah.
Irish proposal, isn't it?
It's
Would you
mad,
like to
yeah.
be buried with my people?
That's it.
Yeah.
That's so funny.
Yeah,
You know,
a sign of love, like an
I
old.
heard a great one the
Well-
other day. Do you know people want to be cremated and all that?
Yeah.
And what do you do with the ashes and everything
Yeah.
like that? What about a timepiece? Wouldn't that be
Oh, an egg timer
Oh,
thing.
brilliant.
Wait, what?
Isn't that great?
timer?
Yeah.
Brilliant idea.
That is a brilliant idea.
Yeah.
Patent that.
How long till
That's
dinner?
brilliant.
Let's ask Granny. Turned upside down. That's really good. Granny will
Anybody
tell
takes this
you.
idea from me?
Yeah,
Dead.
that's really good. I love that. I love
What was
that.
it like because obviously like the chemist shop down there is gorgeous. Like I was saying to you before, like when I first started working in Thurles and I went in there to collect a prescription for my daughter, and I literally thought I'd gone back in time.
Yeah.
I walked in the door and I stopped dead. I thought, am I in the right place? Like, what on earth is this? I thought that, there was no one even working in there. Then somebody appeared from the back and I was...
Were they alive or dead? Appeared.
Yeah,
That's what I honestly wondered. I was just like, is this
me,
like some
probably
kind
dead.
of... like?
It's like
It's that
something from
strange.
France.
Do you ever
or
see?
anywhere.
Do you ever see the Harry Potter movies?
Yeah. It's like something from Diagon Alley.
There's a place where like people at home, if you've never been in this chemist, you're not from Thurles, whatever. There's the shop in Harry Potter where it's like all the wands. It's the wand store in Harry Potter. It's like a chemist version of that. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Like the high ceiling, like the stuff
Yeah.
up high, and it's really cool.
I was just looking at it there
Yeah.
when I was in there earlier on today or whatever, and just looking
When you were
at-
collecting me in the
exactly,
limousine.
in the limo, yeah.
At the house.
Yeah.
She said to me, "Glad it's not the hearse you're collecting me in." I was just looking at all the curved glass and all that. I was going, if
It's
that was our
beautiful.
family now, that would be broken.
We used to have like...
But you
Yeah.
can't touch it though.
Yeah.
The whole
We
thing
had a
is
chemist where I was growing up at
Wonderful.
home called
Lovely.
Swan's Chemist, and they had all of those old things. It wasn't as back in time, but I remember being fascinated. They were like coloured liquids like this in them, all of
urine samples.
Huh?
The urine samples over there.
Yeah, our coloured
Amber.
urine samples.
Urine samples.
Yeah, we all pissed a different colour, so we bottled them.
Yeah, who wants it?
Lovely idea.
So yeah, I mean, the kind of beauty and history in your shop is astounding.
Yeah.
It is,
Like,
absolutely. Absolutely.
Why
But
is it? Why have you been able to keep it that way? Sort of, what's
Right.
triggered that?
Very, very easy question.
What?
My father was a hoarder.
Was he?
Really?
My mother was a hoarder.
Oh, brilliant.
We are hoarders.
Lovely.
Yes.
Yeah.
I found a box a few years ago.
Yeah.
It came in to the shop. It was a delivery.
Yeah.
And it was this box. It was probably the length of the table and half the width of the table.
Yeah.
That will come in handy someday, I said to myself.
Wow.
And it did. I slept in it on the night for, the Shine a Light for the Focus Ireland.
Yeah.
I slept on it.
Wow.
In it on
There
the
you
roof.
go.
That's it.
That's
when I woke
class.
up the next morning, I must like it was a long straight box.
Yeah.
When I woke up the next morning, my elbows must have been out this way,
Mm.
the shape of a coffin.
Oh wow.
Wow.
That's interesting. one.
But anyway,
They-
I raised over €1,000.
Oh,
Thank
right.
you to everybody who sponsored me.
That's
For Shine a
class.
Light.
Shine a Light.
Lovely.
Yeah, that's it.
And-
Lovely.
How did you get involved in Shine a Light, or what was
Do you know what? I saw an ad on television, and I know there's lots of people who actually do, haven't got homes and they sleep out.
Yeah.
But what really got me was the people who've lost their homes that have children.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And they were in a room in a hotel.
That's awful.
Yeah.
That's
Okay,
insane.
and
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
actually got me, and that's why I said I'd do it.
Yeah, it's the massive. I thought about that, being honest as well. Of course it's just as hard for anyone to be out on the street, but for me to be on the street compared to, I think it would be worse for someone who has a kid to be in one of those places than me on the street.
Exactly.
I really think
Because
so.
you've only yourself
I
to
know.
look after.
True.
Yeah.
That's I'm not.
It's
Not
insane.
in any
What
part.
kills me
Yeah.
about that is the thought that kid going to school and knowing, hearing about the other kids, what they're doing. And
Yeah,
then
exactly.
Knowing
All
that
that.
they have to kind of censor what they say. I know they don't have to, but they will feel that
They
themselves.
will, of course, absolutely.
Yeah.
And they go, oh yeah, no, my house is over there, or whatever. That's
I know,
cruel, isn't
yeah,
it?
and they're going. It's just.
But
That's really
the
got me now.
damage to mental health of the parent
Oh,
as
yeah,
well,
it's
that you never
awful.
get any space, you never get any break, your own guilt
Yeah.
and powerlessness
Yeah.
around it is.
And your children are going
Awful.
to sleep, then you have to be quiet in the
Yeah.
evening. Blah blah blah.
There's
you know
no
what I mean?
time or
There's no-
space, like
exactly,
nothing.
Get away from it.
Yeah,
That's really why I actually did it. But
That's
the box came in handy.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So-
yeah.
Like with
That's
the kind of upkeep of the shop like that, will you keep it like that for?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Do you get
always be
many
there.
comments on it?
Oh, we get loads of comments. And
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we do.
Have you-
Like that, like people who haven't been in
Yeah.
before, and they go,
Yeah.
wow.
Yeah.
Hey,
it is
do you-
amazing. We had a wedding there.
Had you?
We
Really?
had a wedding there.
Lovely.
As someone got married, or
So
photos and
beautiful.
stuff.
Yes, we got this friend of my daughter's, Thurles, and her husband
Yeah,
now, Kieran.
Yeah.
They got married.
Yeah.
They're it was a humanist.
Humanist.
Humanist, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So they
That's
picked-
cool.
place
Yeah,
to
so
do
they
a
picked
wedding,
that for
yeah.
a
That's
wedding.
really
It was
cool.
lovely, yeah. It was
Yeah,
lovely.
just because of how, I don't know, the lot of the older sort of style of it. So when you look back at some of there's a lot of products that were being sold in chemists that definitely aren't now. Is there anything what was the most bizarre transition you've seen? Even there was a stage where smoking was a healthy thing. Is there
Yeah.
anything that was being sold in chemists that you remember that you'd be like, Jesus, thank God they're not selling that anymore? Or,
Well, do you know what's the other way around?
oh, really? Yeah.
You know, honestly,
Well,
the
go on,
things
tell
they
us.
sold. One of the girls was looking at something the other day, and it was for horses.
Okay.
And it was a brochure that was there. Now, the product itself wasn't there, but this was a cure for all horse ailments.
Lovely.
Don't ask me what they were now,
Well,
but, you know,
Yeah.
listed them all out. So, oh my God, if that was still around,
Yeah.
it would, it would really,
Yeah.
really do very well.
Oh, wow, that's
yeah.
mad.
Yeah, it
Because,
is.
like-
Yeah, it is. There was another one. Dad has put together in his latter years. He put together all the labels, the old labels from the shop.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
From the original Devlin
Yeah.
Maloney himself, and now
Wow.
Carmel, who
Yeah.
owns and runs the shop. And there's anti-snore. And I was going, oh my God. And then I read it, it's for horses.
Okay.
All right, that's mad.
But the labels are.
So what was it? Anti-snore was the name of it.
Anti-snore.
It's an interesting name.
Anti-snore for
But
horses.
people, since pharmaceutical companies got involved, and everybody thought that those kinds of things would be more powerful because they were researched and made. But the old original things,
Absolutely.
There's a lot of
they
value in
worked
them.
for a
Yeah.
lot of
I remember
years.
Dad making the
Yeah.
tablets. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Oh.
He still has all the gear there as well. He also made a cough bottle,
Yeah, yeah.
which had to be taken off the market because there was morphine in it.
Oh, God.
Half the town was addicted to it.
Yeah, that'd do
It
it.
was fabulous cough.
It's good crack.
Did you ever sip a
The warm.
brandy?
Yeah.
The warmth of
I remember
it,
those old cough bottles when you were a kid and you just felt
it.
the warm feeling.
That's it,
inside.
exactly.
That's
The
yeah.
original
This one
Benylin was like that when I was a kid.
Oh,
Yeah.
I loved cough medicine when I was a kid.
They-
That's
yeah.
it. Yeah, I know.
That's
That's
right.
really,
Helped
really
you kind
nice
of
about
sleep
it.
and relax.
It did the job, yeah.
We're definitely not
It always
promoting that.
Bring back the cough medicine.
Bring back the cough bottle, Dr. Moore's.
That's funny.
But that was like, I think that people had a much better knowledge of what was around them because all of those combinations of things in nature that people were putting together.
But that's it. It all came from nature.
you
Yeah.
know? And a lot of those pharmaceutical things now, they're based on those structures and they're based on those components.
Yeah.
Would it be fair to say people didn't abuse things as much then as well? Like, or did they? I don't know. What was it like? As in, obviously, people still did abuse stuff, like whether it was drugs and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
the amount of people abusing it now seems to be higher. But I don't know. Is
Oh,
that?
absolutely.
Yeah. Okay.
They definitely didn't abuse the doctor in the same way that they do now.
Yeah,
When
yeah.
they're looking for you to prescribe the drugs.
Yeah.
I would say. But yeah, did you never have any kind of interest in going into pharmacy yourself?
You see, my problem was I was more interested in the boys than I was in the books.
Well,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you learn? Did you learn much about them?
I did.
Yeah,
I did quite a lot.
What did your
All right,
research
you know,
find? Like,
I was a lips and eye person.
okay, yeah.
So I kind of studied that quite a lot.
Yeah.
So as a result of that, then
You narrowed your studies down.
I did. I narrowed them down.
You could write a thesis on it.
Specialist, right?
Yeah.
But what happened was, there was. I did at one stage.
Yeah.
And then, as I said, I discovered the opposite sex.
Mm-hmm.
And my studies went downhill after that. And of course, what happens then to everybody, anybody in those days, like you were a civil servant or, do you know what I mean, to the bank or something like that.
Yeah.
Near hostess
That's if
or
you had.
something.
Oh, yeah. Never thought of that one. Thought of that. But anyway, people like me who kind of didn't do well in their leaving cert,
Okay.
one cert twice, but I passed it the second time. We were sent off to Secretarial College.
Okay.
And I went to Limerick, to Secretarial College.
Lovely.
There.
And was that?
Became
I've
secretary.
never heard of it. That's to become a secretary, a college to become a secretary, is it?
Jesus, he's brainy.
Yeah.
I'm getting there.
He's at the end of the counter.
He dropped
So
out.
I never
So
passed the leaving cert, as you can see. Like, never, no.
We're trying to get him to go back. because,
Yeah, I get it.
It's affecting the show now.
No. Stay-
But so from there, I suppose I went on and I got a job in a hotel in Killarney.
Oh, cool.
Because in those days, when you went to Secretarial College, you had to learn to type and,
Okay, yeah.
and shorthand and all that sort of stuff.
Yeah. Get it?
You,
Could you do it all, yeah?
I did, I passed
brilliant.
that one.
Lovely.
I had to. So anyway, after
It wasn't allowed fail.
they paid for that one. But down to Killarney I went then, and I worked as a receptionist in a hotel.
Yeah,
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I handed in my notice because I was in Killarney for 3 months, and then the season was going to end there. So up to Dublin to get a job.
Yeah.
But I handed my notice in, and I got fired the next day.
Huh.
I know.
After your
I
notice.
don't know. To this day, is there any legal people out there?
Yeah,
Have I a case? Have I
I
a
would
case?
have just told them they were
That's
too
it.
late.
That's
Too
it.
late.
Yeah. Just let me back in again. So,
Yeah.
you will never guess what I did next.
You took over the world. No. What?
I became a roadie in a band.
a roadie. Did you? Well, who's the band?
Do you remember Cathal Dunn?
God,
Jack Lynch's nephew.
Okay.
He represented us in the Eurovision.
Okay.
I'm in love and I'm alive, happy man.
Oh, I know that
Yeah, you
song.
see.
I know that chorus
I
line.
don't know it.
I did.
What
It sounds like it's been in some adverts
What-
or
what
some
year
kind of
was
thing
that?
at some point.
Was that the time of the Eurovision? No.
No, well,
Oh, no.
yeah, he had been in
Oh,
the
yeah,
Eurovision.
it was after.
This was
Yeah.
around 79,
Okay.
usually. Yeah. hmm
Cool.
And so I travelled with them. They were down
Where
in
did you
Gleneagles
travel
and
to?
Was it brilliant?
It was brilliant, yeah. So I was doing the sound. And
Did you
the
travel
lights
just
and-
in
That's
Ireland?
mad.
Jesus.
Yes, I travelled.
So you were doing all this, like sound and
That's it,
and lighting and
absolutely,
everything.
yeah,
That's so
exactly,
cool.
yeah. Up the Bose speakers there, lads.
Yeah,
Yeah. Hold up the, exactly. Lighting,
That's
Sound is
amazing.
good. You know the one, when you go back at the hall and you stand like that.
Yeah, to have a
Oh,
check.
no.
You know that one?
Have a check.
How
Yeah,
did you
yeah.
get that job? Because I don't imagine there were many females in that then.
Like everything that happens in my life, it just happened.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They, his band used to come into our hotel to eat.
Yeah.
Right.
And I became friendly with them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when they heard that I was fired, they said, well, look at, we need someone. They had sound and they had lights, and there was one guy and he wasn't able to look after the two of them. Do you know what I mean? So I did the sound. I did the lights first. And then
Brilliant.
he left. And I
Oh, that must have been right crack.
That's it. We're on
That's
the front
mad.
there.
How long did you do that for?
It's only about 5 months, 4 or 5
Brilliant.
months. That's it.
Long enough though. Did you really enjoy
I
it?
really did. Trying to clue what I was doing, but it looked good. Anyway, it didn't put me in. The sound came out.
Yeah.
You know.
That's mad.
That's
What
it.
what was the weirdest thing that you might have experienced on tour or traveling around with them, or
The night that the Pope came to, well, the day the Pope came to Ireland, we were coming back.
Did he come to a
something.
gig?
Huh?
Did he come to one of the gigs?
Tried, but it booked out.
yeah.
No. So we were coming back up to Dublin, and so was everybody else in the whole country.
Yeah.
All right. And next thing, there was this unmerciful bang.
Yeah.
The exhaust fell off.
Off your thing.
Oh wow.
The bang.
Oh,
Pick that
you think
fucking thing up and come on.
you thought it was a bombing or
Oh my
something?
God, I didn't know what it was. But
Jesus.
I didn't. I said, whatever it is, it is. So yeah, that's my roadie.
That's mad.
Cool.
That's it.
And then where did you move on to after that?
Okay, I came back up to Dublin then and got a proper job.
Oh,
And
What was that? What was that consist
a
of?
secretary.
Oh wow! So you did your that thing you did in that course.
That's clickety
you
clack.
actually
Yeah, worked out.
you
That's
actually
it.
used your
I
qualification.
actually used my qualification.
That's mad.
So I was a secretary for a while, and then I started working in Quinsworth head office in Dunleary
For Morris Pratt, no.
for Morris Pratt.
No way.
Don Tidy. I was there the
Wow.
time he was kidnapped.
Were you?
Oh, it was awful.
Oh
Who's
my
that?
God.
I don't know anything
Oh,
about
This
this.
was he was kidnapped by the IRA, wasn't he?
He was kidnapped
And who
by
was this
the
guy you worked
Who
for or
was he?
something?
Don
or-
Tidy was kind
Wow.
of, it was before it was Tesco's in Ireland, it was Quinsworth, right?
Okay.
And same shops and everything. And Don Tidy was the owner, wasn't he?
He was the
he owned
managing
it.
director. And
Managing director, millionaire kind of a guy. And literally the IRA put him in the boot of a car or something and took him hostage.
Yeah.
Try and get
And the whole
some-
country, I remember even as a little kid, them stopping, was it Mrs. Kirby or someone up the road from us or whatever, and my mother was saying, oh look, they're looking for Don Tidy in the back of her Mrs. Kirby's car. The car falling apart.
That's
like,
mad.
if he was in the boot, he'd be able to get out through the rust, like, you know.
That's mad.
But yeah, they were stopping everywhere, weren't they? And they,
Absolutely.
they
I mean,
found him, didn't they?
They did find him, yeah.
And did anyone get caught for it? And probably, or
Was that like Desi O'Hare and the Border Fox and all that crack to shoot out? Was that after that?
I
Or
was
that
busy working to find out.
Yeah.
I don't know.
yeah.
Wow. You didn't kidnap him. No.
No.
Pleading the fifth there on that one now.
Statute of limitations, you're okay.
Sure, I was only just,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? That was important. So from there, then they brought in computers. And because I could type,
Yeah, you were the one.
I was the one. So I started using computers. I hadn't a clue what I was doing. Not an iota. And I went off with my boss to an Excel course.
Yeah.
And he kept saying, oh my God, isn't this just wonderful? I said,
Fabulous.
"Great, fabulous, absolutely, Lord, we don't know what to be doing with ourselves." Like, I hadn't a clue, so I had to sit down in front of the computer. I hadn't a clue. Sit down in front of the computer. Right, okay. Everything can be compared to what you used to do before, like a book.
Yeah,
or
yeah.
writing your
Yeah,
numbers
yeah,
and
yeah.
all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So I literally sat down and said it to myself in plain, ordinary English.
Yeah, yeah.
This is what it is. And one of my colleagues was sent off for the same course, and she came back and she said, "Breeda, I haven't a clue." I said, "I hadn't either." I said, "Let's sit down now." And we were there for about a half an hour, and she said, "Do you know what?" She says, "I've learned more from you in the last half an hour than I did on that whole 2 days in the course."
Brilliant.
That's
Says,
mad.
"You have a way of saying things." She said, "I only speak ordinary plain English. I don't
Yeah.
have that highfalutin terminology."
Yeah.
So for the next 25 years, I was a computer trainer.
Wow. That is so cool. Wow.
So I train in ECDL, I train all the Microsoft products, I train
Wow.
medical men,
Class.
people as well. That's it.
Wow.
So then I was down in Killarney, back in Killarney again,
Yeah.
and I wasn't Tralee. I was back there training, and I saw this. They have all these brochures in the ETB.
Yeah,
They
yeah.
are fantastic.
Yeah.
The ETB are fantastic.
To do with the courses
To do
and
with
stuff.
the
Yeah,
So
yeah.
there's this thing, tour guide.
Yeah.
So I fancy myself now at the front of it.
Jeez, you'd be a good tour guide.
The front of a coach.
Yeah.
Not a bus,
Yeah.
it's a coach.
Coach, okay.
Right, so I'd have that. And because I was kind of working for myself,
Yeah.
and I was entitled
Yeah.
to do a course, so I became
Yeah.
Tour guide.
Wow.
That's it. And my first tour.
How long ago was that, Breeda? That you
We're about
started?
2016.
That's
Yeah.
so cool.
That's it.
I remember you telling me that you were going
Yeah.
to do that. I said, no better woman to be talking at the front of a coach.
I know, yeah.
How long was the
You probably
course?
told them lies, though, did
I
you?
was thinking that
about
we-
26 weeks.
I'd say you'd be making up the history going
Yeah.
around Killarney. I'd say you'd be making up stories, would you?
Way.
Huh? Yeah, see that hill there, that's where...
no, it's all facts. and
That's where
figures.
Cú Cullen himself was born.
Really?
And his mother was an
Oh, really?
O'Donoghue.
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And
Huh?
the granny was from Upper Church.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah.
And they'd love all that.
I was called the killer guy though.
The killer guy, that's the one. Yeah, that's,
Yeah.
that's
Killer guide, why
sort of
not
an
people die?
American murderer.
First tour I was on, somebody died on me.
Oh, no.
Oh, God.
No.
I know. Yeah, should
And sure, look, it's only up from there, like, you know.
That's it.
Yeah, you can't get. If you're not going to get fired for that, you're okay.
How did they
I know the
die?
poor lady. She
Yeah.
she it was
Bored.
a-
You know.
no.
So what happened?
We don't know really. She came
So it
over.
could have
she
been
came
the
on
boredom.
tour. Yeah, so it could have been boredom.
No.
Or did I bring the strychnine that time? No, I think it was boredom.
Yeah.
She was unwell in the middle of the night,
Okay.
and she came down to reception and asked to go to hospital. And the first thing the guy at reception said, "Look, I'll get your guide for you."
Yeah.
No,
Shit.
go on my own.
Not that
So she
woman.
went
Don't
off.
bring her
Yeah, don't
down
bring-
to me.
Maybe that's what she said.
Not.
I'll have to think my life.
That's mad.
Jesus, right.
Oh, well,
My God.
Following morning then.
The following morning, I came down to reception to be told that she was in hospital. And I said,
Oh,
why didn't you call me?
Jesus.
And she said, she didn't want to.
Okay, all right.
Because of the boredom thing, obviously.
Yeah,
I said, look, things happen in life, you just have to
Yeah.
move on.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
have to move
exactly.
on. Like, you
Yeah.
can't be dwelling on that
No.
poor woman.
Well,
Not,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everybody's going to
But
like
But
you.
you still doing the tour guide and stuff?
I now teach it.
Class.
Is that you do now? Is it?
How
No,
long have
cool.
you been teaching it?
2016, and then I was in Haiti, which I will tell you about in a minute.
Yeah, I'd love to
All
hear
right.
about that.
So,
Yeah.
when I came back from Haiti, I started teaching the tour guiding, and my class finished just before COVID.
Right.
And I went into Carmel, and Carmel was desperate,
Yeah.
so she hired me. Still there. I don't work. I entertain the customers.
Yes, yeah,
I
yeah.
to entertain the customers.
That's cool.
But,
That is a kind of job, though, isn't
That's
it?
cool. That's
Especially
why-
skill.
It's really
Yeah, it's
nice.
a service.
It's
That's-
a service.
I think.
And do you
Yeah.
know what people
Especially
like?
in these bleak times.
Yeah.
They like abuse.
That,
Yeah,
that-
they book.
They do, I suppose.
that's mad.
Can I order my prescription, please? And is Breeda there for the abuse?
No,
I have to take appointments at this stage.
for the abuse. That's mad.
That's so cool.
That's good.
So anyway, where was I?
How is the family though? It's
Yeah.
you and Carmel are in the chemist. Is there any other
Carmel.
family members working there?
No.
Okay,
no,
yeah.
no.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, well, sorry.
Oh,
My own
right.
daughter, Jenny, is studying
Jenny.
to be a pharmacist.
Oh, yeah,
Sorry,
shit.
Jenny.
Yeah.
Sorry, Jenny. I met her in there. So what am I talking about? yeah.
So, yeah, I'm doing
There you
the
go.
So how did Haiti come about?
I'm just going to go to. Oh, and I back to say it's not the boredom thing. So I'm
we-
just
can
going
we
to take my
pause?
brother. No, it's
No.
good. Back in a second.
going.
You can say go with
Yeah,
that.
go on.
Yeah.
I really am boring, am I?
No.
Are you sure?
He's got technical duties.
Has he?
Yeah.
He's going to Tyler.
Yeah.
Yeah. we always call those Kieran's technical duties. That he,
Right, what happened was,
Yeah.
the short version,
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Long. There's no panic.
no, we like chit-chatting
I
about the
was,
travel stuff, especially.
I went up to I have two grandchildren,
Yeah.
all right, and my oldest grandchildren was going up to visit somebody up at the back of Palace up in Borrisoleigh somewhere, and I had to drop them up.
Yeah.
So on the way back, I was heading for 12:15 Mass in Thurles. Well, what did they do? They changed it to 12. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
Rude.
Without telling anyone.
This is how my life to Haiti
Yeah.
started.
Okay.
So what I did was, I was passing by Inch Church, the rag. So I went in there for Mass.
Yeah.
And I was sitting there listening attentively, of course, and I was reading the newsletter. And it said, admin people looking, Vittoria's Christie looking for administration people to go to Uganda. And I went, oh, I always actually thought that it was nuns, priests, medical people that went. So when I saw the admin thing, I
Oh,
went,
lovely.
oh my God. Carmel calls it the road to Damascus, the road to the rag, she calls it. Right? So anyway, I rang up and sent off my CV, and they were looking for somebody to help people get work experience All right. Now, I've done that through the course that I've done, but not in a foreign country. But they said, look, we're looking for someone to go to Haiti. Yeah. They want somebody to help set up computer rooms and teach computers.
In like schools of any age?
In schools.
Okay,
So I went,
perfect.
That's for me. But anyway, just to tell you how I actually managed to get there. Victoria's Christie are an organisation here in Ireland who train you.
Yeah.
Right. And they send you to these places as well.
Yeah.
So you have to do a 4-week course.
Yeah.
And I doing the 4-week course. Now you pay for that. Right. And you also have €600. So it's €1,000 that you have to come up with. Right. And then they pay for everything else. Do you know what I mean? It's actually a paid job. It's not all your own money.
Yeah.
They pay for your flights out.
And flight and accommodation, then they give you a salary when you're there.
And you have a salary when you're there.
So you're just paying for the course and kind of thing. And then
that's all you have to pay for. Exactly.
Yeah.
You pay sometimes for your accommodation when you're out there as well. Do you know what I mean?
But you're getting the money.
But you're getting a decent salary.
That's it.
That's
you know
amazing.
what I mean? It is amazing. And more people should know this because they probably would give their time and all that.
And the cost of living is cheap. Were you living well kind of thing, like, you know, with the pay and stuff? How was that like?
Very good.
Yeah.
Was
good.
It?
Beer. Fabulous.
Yeah.
But anyway, go back to that for a minute. Wait a minute.
Yeah, sorry, we'll get there. We'll get to Haiti first.
But wait till I tell you. So I had the 400 given, and then I kind of raised some money, thanks to everybody. They raised some money to go out there as well. But Carmel was clearing out in one of the rooms in the square today, and she found this beautiful purse.
Wow.
It was belonged to my mother. Now, my mother wasn't a lady for going out or anything like that. Do you know what I mean? And we were surprised she had, it's a kind of a gold little purse that you have. What was in it?
Money.
€600.
What?
Yes.
That is class.
Exactly. €600.
That is
in €50 notes. Like Mama stayed about 20 years or so. The euro wasn't long in at the time.
So your mother.
So that was to me
a sign.
A sign. It really was.
So
I have
cool.
to go.
Yeah. Exactly 600. Like.
And to find it at that time.
And to find it at that
I
time.
definitely
as well.
When you
something.
started talking about the purse, you were saying you found this beautiful silver purse. I was going to say, was it from Pennies? You know, and then you said that, like, you know, it was a lovely thing, like, and then it's got 600.
That's mad. You definitely won't get a purse of 600 in
Pennies.
Pennies.
Cheek.
That's
so
mad.
that was to be,
That's a sign, isn't it?
That's it. So off I went anyway, and I flew to New York and then down to Port-au-Prince, where I was met by a fabulous nun called Sister Rose, and she's from Mayo.
Oh, cool.
And we drove 134 miles. It takes you 9 hours to get there.
So did you?
The roads and
is that like across America? Like, so you drove from New York? Is that what you said?
No, Port-au-Prince is the capital.
Oh, sorry, right.
Haiti.
I never did the geography, you know.
Not
getting there. I'll do geography next year.
He's going to teach it next year.
He's going to teach it next year.
Yeah.
The world is whatever you want it to be.
Yeah.
Haiti is actually the size of Munster.
Okay.
Oh, really? Okay.
Jesus, it takes so long.
Yeah, because the roads and infrastructure and stuff as well.
Exactly. Amazing. Like a river.
Yeah, that's why I was confused. That long. Yeah, okay, right. That makes sense.
Banks could break or something like that if there was water.
That's where they had all the bucket collections and stuff in Thurles with Haiti. What was that?
That was, I think it was 2012.
The earthquake.
It was the earthquake, yeah. I sat through an earthquake over there as well.
That was 2012, wasn't it?
That was 2012.
I remember being inside in a pub and somebody was collecting for they were in collecting for Haiti or whatever. I thought your man at the bar. That crowd are always looking for money. He said, "What's that, Ted? That crowd are always looking for money. Who? Rahelti." He said, "Didn't Rahelti? It is Haiti, a looter."
Brilliant.
That's so good.
That's so good. That's it.
Haiti, Rahelti, it's all the one.
God, don't throw away.
That's funny.
But so I lived there for over a year. Pace of life was an awful lot slower here. Trying to get the equipment is really, the equipment is there, but trying to get it to where we were was the hardest thing. So I was teaching the teachers. I wasn't teaching the children really, because like if God gives you a gift, the best thing you can do is pass it on.
Yeah.
That's lovely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's good.
But anyway, I did. So I taught the teachers to teach the children.
Brilliant.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
That is so good.
But I mean, do you know, people all over the world are exactly the same.
Yeah.
Everyone is more alike than they are
really,
different,
really
wherever
do.
people
Yeah.
are from.
But you know what I used to love over there? It was like the market would be on 2 or 3 days a week, right?
Yeah.
And down along the main street, and all the clothes, like the market just
Yeah,
here in the
yeah.
square,
Oh,
like,
yeah.
you know, and you're picking out the clothes. But on that long street, there was about 5 little shops.
Yeah.
They were all dressmakers.
All right.
So you'd buy something in the market that would be too small or too big for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And men and women and all that would be there, you know, with their sewing machines and so forth.
Oh, wow.
But where I lived was, it was a place over a school, but it wasn't our school, if you know what I mean. Our schools were way out, miles away. And the nuns there, one nun, Sister Naza, she was absolutely beautiful. She only died a few months ago. She was Spanish. And what she did, she taught the locals to sew.
Wow.
And she had about 22 of the local people. So they would learn to sew, learn the trade and things like that. And then she would give them a sewing machine. And then they would go on.
To get
That's
professional.
really
This is
good.
it.
This is
So
so
what
much
you have
better
to
than
do-
giving people money, giving them trades and training and professions.
And was it a busy kind of a place, or
Yes,
was,
yeah, there
was that like Thurles or anything, or was it?
It was really, yeah. There was, how many have we in Thurles? Have we
8,000
8,000 or
something like
9,000?
that,
Yeah, exactly.
But did it have a square and a, or you know?
Yeah,
that
the main
kind of-
street.
and
There was
buildings.
the main street, buildings, half
similar-
built and
half built.
Yeah.
similar.
No.
No.
Okay.
No. No. No.
Wrecked kind of word.
Wrecked, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Wrecked.
It's like Cuba kind of thing, where
Run
everything-
down.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like, you
Yeah.
know, they used to have their markets. There could be a pallet, do
Yeah,
you know what I
I know
mean?
what you
That they'd
mean,
have
yeah.
their wares on or things
Yeah.
like that. Some people might have a little table.
And
that,
did you buy
know.
any cool stuff out there that you'd see, like, or
Yeah, I got
Yeah.
loads of stuff.
yeah?
Did you get Hugh and I think he's
Yeah, I'm
asking.
just kind of. That's what
Yeah.
I'm getting at here.
Well,
yeah.
Prize.
I'm not a very sporty person, like,
Yeah.
but when Tipperary were in the All Ireland final,
Yeah.
I decided that I'd buy myself a Tipperary jersey.
Wow.
So
Out in
Naza,
Haiti.
yeah, so Naza and I looked, and she was going to even make me one.
Yeah.
You know,
Oh, wow.
get the 2 colours.
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
couldn't find that, but this man passed me by.
Yeah.
It's like a lighthouse going. That's the one I want. Right. So I couldn't speak the language. I
Yeah.
did try.
Yeah.
All right. But didn't do very well. I wasn't very good at the languages in
Yeah,
school
yeah.
either.
Yeah.
But so I said, Naz, will you go over and ask him, can I have that? And he gave it to me.
Wow.
What?
It's amazing what people do when you just ask.
So he was just wearing one.
There was a bit of money involved.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
But just a normal Tipperary jersey. He had just had
Well,
one.
it was just the colours.
Oh,
the
yeah,
right colours,
yeah.
you know
Yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
Did you see there's a picture and it was actually a Tipperary jersey with the Tipperary logo? Because you know over in the Middle East stuff, a lot of the clothes get sent over there.
Yeah,
There's a
that's it,
video of
yeah.
a guy shooting an AK-47 over in the Middle East wearing a Tipperary jersey. It's the most bizarre thing
Oh my
ever.
God.
Shooting an
Oh my
AK-47, a rebel, like I think it's against ISIS, whatever. I
Yeah,
don't know the
yeah.
logistics, but like a guy shooting an AK-47 with a Tipperary jersey is the most interesting thing I've ever seen.
It says that the little strap line on it is something like Fairfax to the tip lad
Oh
fighting
yeah,
in the
on
Middle
the
East.
Arctic.
Like-
Yeah, someone said Fairfax to the tip, like, yeah, fighting
The other
ISIS.
thing as well, there's a lady out there, Gina Garrett is her name, and she runs an orphanage in Port-au-Prince.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
It's right high up in the mountains.
Yeah.
Fabulous place altogether. But literally babies are left on the doorstep.
Oh, God.
But I was there, I went to visit her for a weekend, and we were at Mass on Sunday morning, and see all the kids with the jerseys, you know, the cool camp. It was a cool camp.
Cool camp, yeah.
So any jerseys
That's
and
class.
Yeah.
tracksuits
Sent
that
out.
weren't used
Get
were
sent
all
out.
sent
Oh,
out there.
wow.
as
That's
well. Yeah.
cool.
Oh, it's just amazing the things that.
Yeah.
Did you travel much when you were in Haiti, like around Haiti or around the region?
No. Like we had to travel. Like a school could be 10 miles out the road, but it takes us 2 hours to get
Yeah,
there.
yeah. It's
on a
really
motorbike.
hard, yeah.
You know what I mean? There'd be 2 or 3, 4 people on
Yeah.
a motorbike.
There were some places in Asia where I was where it's just like, you're kind of like, it's not worth it. Like just,
That's it,
I remember when I was
exactly,
in Laos, like a long time ago, and like the only way to get around was like on proper cattle trucks, like
Yeah.
No way.
like you're sitting
yeah.
on the hard benches that they've put
That's
in.
it,
There's no
even
windows.
the buses
it's
out
just
there are the
that.
same, exactly.
And
like,
and
you
you'd be going literally at sort of like 10 miles an hour for your whole journey.
That's mad.
You know,
we
you
had
just
one
think,
weekend
oh,
at the
I can't.
sea, all right. Oh, it was magnificent.
Is it?
Oh,
Yeah,
It's
I bet.
beautiful there.
absolutely.
Is there any surfing?
Beautiful.
Babes, is this you?
I didn't see any.
Okay.
No, it was, no.
You're not going there.
You're not going there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll keep a hint.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Would you have stayed longer, or like was it a fixed term thing that you went for?
My job was done.
Okay.
Do you know what I mean? So I had kind of passed on my knowledge.
Yeah.
And the computer rooms were set up. So there was no... I did stay on a little bit longer to stay with one of the nuns for a while, because she was there on her own. And we used to play cards every night.
Are you still in touch with them all and stuff?
Yes,
Oh, that's class.
yeah, it's brilliant.
I love that, like, that
love
you could still keep...
I met... Rose was home for the summer, for a couple of months during the summer. I met her as well. She's gorgeous.
Were they from all over the place, the nuns?
Absolutely. There was... see, there was nuns and there was volunteers. And then we had groups that came from Spain. Top eye surgeons and all that would come to John Bell, where I was, 8 or 9 of them, and do all the operations on be it glaucoma team or it could be whatever else you have with your eye thing. You
There's
know
loads of teams like from in Africa that go and do missions. So when natural disasters, they would take. That was what I wanted to do, and then I was just about to say, unfortunately, I adopted my daughter. She was like, you were talking about that orphanage. She was one of the abandoned kids in the hospital where I worked, and that like having her stopped. You can't really go and do that kind of thing but that was exactly what I wanted to go and
like your
do.
children grow up,
and
that's when I did it. You know what I mean? So.
Because you had to go and work on those missions and stuff. Like there's so many like-minded people. Like the work that people do there is so good and so needed.
And all types of work as well. All types of work. Is it? I thought it was just nuns and doctors. And but it's not. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They need computers as
There's
well.
so much of that stuff as well. A lot of it's not probably worth it, but there's a lot of stuff like the workaway stuff and all that. Like there's some cool opportunities with it. I remember I was looking at workaway a few years ago, and there was one for working up in the very north of Norway, training with sled dogs. So like you're out. I thought that's such an interesting thing. Like for free, you just go there. You get to live there and stuff, but you're basically training. And there's such when you look for stuff, there's the most bizarre things out there.
Isn't there? Exactly. Yeah.
So are you still involved with Haiti or doing stuff about Haiti now?
Well, at the moment I'm
or Haiti even.
Rahilty,
yeah, they're an offshoot.
They need a new GA clubhouse.
I'm at the moment I am speaking at masses.
Okay.
Down in Waterford. I'm going to a place called Grange. Just talking about me being a volunteer with Victoria's Christie and to recruit people, because they're still training people, even though people can't go at the moment. They're still training them.
So they'll be ready when things lift up again. Yeah.
That's it,
That's class.
That's a really good access route in for people that want to do good stuff, get training. Like it's a win-win situation. Don't have the money to travel. Don't feel like just traveling in a sort of empty way.
Yeah, and it is hard raising money too. So therefore, yes, you're asked to raise the 1,000. Do you know what I mean? But if you can't do any more than that.
But 1,000 isn't out of the realms of possibility. If when you have a period of time to do that, it's doable.
Anyone can raise 1,000, really, can't they? Have you seen that? Like with Billy Shanahan's motorbike run, all those lads just go around with stuff and they get
people are so good. They really are. Exactly. Yeah. The other thing I'm involved in at the moment here is the Special Olympics, Thurles Special Olympics group. Yeah, we have a basketball group since 2002.
Oh, you're joking.
Cool.
Yeah.
That is so cool.
But we are so badly in need of volunteers.
Okay.
There's about 5 or 6 of us that have been in it since 2002.
Yeah.
So we need fresh blood.
Yeah.
If anybody wants.
Yeah. So how is there any age? So what? Because if there's anyone listening now, like
that's what I mean. So what we're looking for is basketball coaches.
Yeah.
People volunteer just to come up along. And you know what I mean, help us on the evenings.
Yeah.
We hope to get back to training again.
Yeah.
We don't know.
Where are you doing the presentation? Is there or something?
We used to do it in the Sarsfield Centre.
That's
Centre, but now it's changed to the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
So there to even I was. I need to say ahead of the whole thing. I was in charge of bringing the children to the toilet.
Okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? No, just no riff-raff old job for me. You know what I mean?
It's
very important.
Job,
Just bodies there.
Yeah.
People.
How'd you got there?
We had up to 30.
How'd you?
We had up to 30.
Wow.
Yeah.
And what age group is the team like, or does it matter?
There's from, I say, 10 up to 50, I'd say.
Okay,
Yeah,
lovely.
so all the groups.
And do they
you know
divide
what I
up
mean?
into different age groups or whatever, or does it matter?
Doesn't matter.
Just have a
Doesn't
bit of
matter.
crack,
They
yeah.
just, exactly.
Yeah.
Shoot the basket, do
Lovely,
exercises.
yeah.
We're doing it on Zoom
Oh,
at
lovely.
the moment,
cool.
just to try and, to keep the group together.
Yeah.
With Zoom,
And it's probably a
Zooming
brilliant
at the moment.
social thing, is it?
Absolutely. We had discos then about 4 times a year
Right, good.
up in the rugby club.
No better woman to
And
run a
like,
disco, boy.
Right today, Joe Dolan, go up there now.
That's class.
That's it.
You know, like throughout your life, you've done a lot of
But
lovely
I still
things.
don't know what I want to be when I grow up.
Really?
There's no
I
panic.
don't know.
There's no pressure.
panic. There's no pressure.
That's why, yeah, exactly. You'll get there. But I think this is sound like a so yeah, you've done lots of like work helping people throughout your life, but before you've helped these people, they were strangers, right? Until you get to know them. What makes you care about people who you've never met before?
That's a very funny question.
That's a strange question.
That's a strange question.
Yeah. Some people don't. This is what reason I'm asking is because there's people in the world that don't. I do, but I'm just wondering, like, and most people kind of do, but like, yeah, what is that? Like, it's easy. It's sort of easy for us to care about our dog we've known for years, or our parents we've known for years and stuff like that. But why do you? Well,
I don't think that like caring is specific necessarily to the individual. Like caring is just something that you do as a human, isn't it? Like you have a sort of
exactly,
ethical, moral, responsibility.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be somebody who's personal to you to.
Well, it does. It does to some people.
Yeah.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, to me, I agree. I think we're all probably in the same page in this room, but I'm curious as to like, when was there a first moment where you seen like maybe someone where you thought like, wow, that person mightn't have someone or something like that, like, like I think there's like all these different events people experience that sort of trigger that, like,
I suppose you think of those kids in the hotel room, don't you?
And that
stuff
triggered
like that.
anyway.
We don't know those kids, but we do feel it, don't we?
You do feel it for them, exactly.
Yeah. So and it's like I always find that interesting that like there is a sort of sense of like, to have empathy for people even when you've never had that experience. Like it's it's not always there. Not everyone's sort of born with that as well. Like that sort of level of feeling the empathy to them, because the difference between you and a lot of people, like, and so a lot of people care, but the difference is it's rare that people actually care to the enough where they do something about it, because that's what you do. Where it's so overpowering, where you're compelled to do something about it. You did that, and it is rare.
But it's not something I thought about.
Okay, it's just natural.
Like you said, when you were raised in the pharmacy, like whatever time people came looking for prescriptions, your dad did it.
Your dad did it,
So you're just used
mum and
to
dad
it.
were,
It's not. There weren't timelines. It's like we only care after 5 p.m. or before 5 p.m. Between 9 and 5, we care. After that, we don't give a shit. It's not really
6.
like that.
6,
we would like to close at 5.
If you could get your act together and get in here.
Caring stops at 6.
But it becomes automatic in you then from growing up in the pharmacy. I think a lot of that.
Do you think so? Yeah.
Probably,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think it's something that you're kind of exposed to, at least. So if you're exposed to it, you're aware of it, and then maybe it's something that you can kind of choose to accept or not as a
really
belief.
thought about it before, just.
I think as well that your dad was self-employed as well and doing all that kind of thing. He kind of did everything. You have to keep the show on the road. You have to keep things running.
Well,
don't
absolutely,
you? Like, so it's not like you don't think to yourself, do I want to do this or don't? You go do it. Because
Just go do it,
you have the time. Exactly, It's kind of go, isn't it? Like,
go. Yeah.
And otherwise the wheels come off. Like.
Absolutely. Oh, well, listen, I know my wheels fell off a few times as well. A lot of people don't know that I actually suffer from depression.
Okay,
and have since I was about 18
right,
years of age. On and off over the years. And I think the first time I knew about it, I was in Secretarial College in Limerick. I was staying, and I hurt somebody, and I didn't know I hurt them.
Okay.
It had such a bad effect to me. I ended up in Barrington's that night after taking a load of tablets.
Oh my God! Yeah.
And that's how it affected me. So, like over the years, I've been on and off antidepressants, but now I'm on them for the rest of my life.
Okay.
And do you know what I mean?
Do they make a difference to you, the tablets?
Huge difference to me. When we eventually found the right one.
It's trial
I don't
and
know
error.
what it is. Is it a chemical thing or what? I don't know.
Yeah.
But it just helps me cope.
Yeah.
You know,
Balance the chemicals, is there
because
something?
it's a horrible feeling of just being useless and
It's a horrible feeling. It's
feeling.
a rotten feeling because it's like nothing will ever be good again. Like you cannot even imagine that anything will ever be any different. It's like this is it forever.
Exactly. Yeah. But I was always with me. I am just such a horrible person. I am no good.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then I realised that this tablets or whatever counselling and all. Counselling, but literally was that one tablet a day that I take, and I'll be on for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Put a few in my coffin as well.
Oh,
What should I go to be cremated and put into an egg timer?
Okay.
But
She'll
the thing-
sprinkle, crush some up.
The
and
main
put 'em
thing
in.
with the medication when they do work for people, because they don't work for everyone,
No.
is
Yeah.
it takes the edge off so that you are able to go out and engage with people and other things in your life. And
Yeah.
people think it's literally like taking a paracetamol, where it's like clicking the fingers and it's all changed and all done. But it doesn't. It does. When medications work, they're probably about 25-30% of the job.
Yes.
The rest is you and what you engage with and
It
your
is,
insight into
exactly,
it
yeah.
and what you do.
I pray as well. I realised years ago that you can be great crack and have a drink as well.
Okay.
And great crack and have a drink as well.
Yeah.
Great crack, have a drink and pray.
Okay.
All right, I
Perfect.
had a friend-
Yeah.
Of course.
I had a friend,
I love that.
Maria.
Yeah.
And she'd be swigging back the vodka on a Saturday night.
Yeah.
And there she was at Mass at Sunday.
Lovely.
Yeah.
But she was the most lovely person. And such
Perfect.
great
Yeah.
dedication.
Nice person.
Yeah.
Like I have said, Lord, fill me with your presence so that nothing would disturb me. That
Lovely.
got me through an awful lot.
Lovely.
Our Father Joe has a lovely one.
Yeah.
Lord, let nothing happen to me
I've heard him
today
say that, yeah.
that you and I together cannot
That's
handle.
lovely, isn't it?
Yeah.
Because there were
That's
times
class.
I couldn't cope.
I love
I
that.
had to
Yeah.
just say, Lord, I'm sorry, I can't cope.
Yeah.
Will you take this from me?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
what I mean? And guide me and direct
do you
me
feel a
along
lift
the way.
out of that?
Oh, absolutely.
Cool.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Everybody thinks I'm daft approach.
No.
Well, I probably am. But you can be
Yeah, you
daft.
can. There's nothing wrong with
And,
that. Yeah.
you
It's
know,
all about
have
being
great-
human. I
Yeah.
think
About
we're
being
human.
human.
We're all human. We're all messy and we're all whatever. And just accepting all that is cool.
That's it, exactly.
Mm.
You know,
Yeah.
we all have our
Yeah.
bits and
But it
pieces
is, it's
as well.
like spokes in a wheel, and the more spokes you can bring in that work for you to make your wheel stronger,
Yeah.
the better it is. I would never, ever, if any patient or client came to me in my work and said, oh, you think this is stupid, don't you? Or like somebody told me that this was stupid. I would never in a million years tell anybody that if something worked for them or that they wanted to try something because they believed it would work, that it would be stupid. I would never tell them that.
Exactly, yeah. And another thing too, people say, do you regret anything in your life? There's no point regretting anything.
No. Everybody
First of all,
makes
it's
the
how
best
I felt.
decision.
The time that you asked me to shift you, do you remember that?
Yeah,
And I
yeah,
said
yeah,
no.
That-
I mean,
yeah.
At the time you
They're
hurt me.
Do you-
hurt you, yeah. But that's the way I felt at the time.
I know.
Go on, ask again.
When I laughed the gob at the tracks disco and she shoved me back.
Really?
Oh, I was never right after it.
I know.
He hasn't been. Now we know why.
Now you know why.
I was a tattoo of Breeda and she laughed at it.
All right, you were talking about the name Salmon, and of course we got all the funny, all fishy and
jokes, yeah.
Bidietta. I used to be called. Sean Byrne used to call me Bidietta Salmon.
Okay.
Right, but
Bidietta, oh yeah.
Bidietta.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
But one of the best ones I ever heard was someone said, if there was another salmon in the house, what would it be called? Oh, I don't know. Salmonella.
Oh my god.
Oh, Jesus.
Very good.
Anyway, is that it?
Yeah, I think we'll finish up now. Yeah, it was a good hour out of it.
Brilliant. Jeez.
And,
that's good.
yeah.
Really good. I told you to fly.
He did, didn't he?
Did it feel like an interview? Like you've done hundreds of interviews. Is
Well, if he
ours?
stopped interrupting me, I'd have been
I told
fine.
you.
Exactly.
I told
We're
you.
bad at
Tell him
that.
to
We're
shut up.
such a bunch
thought
of
it was all about
gobshites,
me.
Breeda,
Yeah.
honestly.
So we'll get John for part 2, and we'll just get one camera directly at you, and
Yeah.
we'll mute these mics.
Just leave me here on my own.
Exactly. Yeah.
Talking to myself.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
can't tell you how many times I say that to these lads. Just
Yeah.
leave me on my own.
That's it, I know.
That's why we sit each side of her to stop her escaping.
Yeah.
I'm that trapped.
Yeah.
Thank you all.
No, I really
Thank you.
appreciate it. It was a
And
good
the whole-
And the whole
conversation.
crew
Yeah,
around
exactly.
here,
Yeah.
like, 20,
Stevie,
30
Ronnie,
and
Raddy.
Raddy.
the whole
Yeah,
lot.
it's massive. RTE can't afford
You
this.
were actually only out on your hour's lunch break, and we've been
Yeah, but
chatting
Carmel
away
told me to
like
stay longer.
Sorry,
Yeah.
that was really
I said, no.
inconsiderate.
So that's what we do here. We disturb people on their lunches.
Yeah.
Hey, and I can't believe you brought us buns as well.
I know,
Oh, yeah, that's
lovely,
actually really
thank you.
sound.
You
Oh, wait, do I know? You know, we're finishing now. Just so we normally say
All right.
goodbye or whatever. So yeah,
Oh,
we'll
yeah.
just do that.
That's manners.
Yeah. Thanks a million to everyone for watching on YouTube or listening on Spotify. We really appreciate that. If you want to donate, and as well, that link that you seen at the start of the episode is in the description, and we really appreciate it. And yeah, use code podcast in your what's the name of the
Salmon.
Salmon. Is it called?
It is Devlin's Medical Hall.
Devlin's
Yeah.
Medical Hall.
10% off. Not really, but go in there and have a look, and sure if you need it.
The Christmas showroom was open at the moment.
What was it?
Oh yeah, that's cool actually.
Yeah.
So go in there on the square and yeah.
Can I just say a little thing, because I'm feeling a little bit bad after I said,
Absolutely.
like, unfortunately I adopted my daughter. I didn't mean that, because one day she's going to watch this and feel horrible.
Oh no.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't bother watching.
She won't watch.
No, she
like,
won't
she'll
watch.
just be like, oh,
I think
Dad's
she-
gonna
don't want
be
to
doing
know.
crap on the TV.
I think
But
she's a bit
honestly,
more like, she's even more mature. You that stuff, she'll get it like
Yeah,
more than you will. Like,
but you know, that's kind of our relationship. We have the crack like that.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
No,
The sense of humour, isn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Oh, it is.
it is.
They can't
Like,
have a laugh.
no,
Yeah.
She knows I love her, really.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
that's good. We all love each other here. So I'm not promoting any drugs, but if you want to go into the chemist and
If you want to
check
get
it out,
yourself into
do.
the
You can get
pharmacy.
Where I failed, others may be successful.
Now, it's gone to the age where pulse optional now at this stage. Go on.
All right, thanks a million and see you next week. Bye.
Thanks,
Bye.
bye.